Wow, wow, wow. Is all I can say right now. I mean, it's a lot, guys. We have black men out here taking these women out. This man says, "Oh, I'm so excited." You know what I'm saying? "Oh, I'm so excited that she's locked up." Who would be excited that this woman is locked up? Are you serious? Are you kidding me? I mean, men coming together to put down a woman. But you know what? Men are intimidated by women anyway. Some men are intimidated by women. hmm They are, oh my God, I don't even know. I don't want to get disrespectful, but y'all know the word, the P words. I mean, to sit up and work against a woman, like it's really screaming mommy issues. It's really screaming mommy issues. And some of these women out here, y'all ought to be ashamed of yourselves. Some of you women out here should be ashamed of yourselves. I heard a few women say, "Oh my God." Um, Twirl said, "Oh, I got her put down." That black woman said, "Oh," she started clapping her hands. She said, "Oh my God, you a hero. You a hero." He's a hero. I'm just talking about caring for y'all. This is why I march to the beat of my own drum, because I can't get down with that. I just can't. I can't get down with that. I cannot get down with that. It just really hurt my feelings. I mean, and you have black women over here just clapping it up, praising it up for them. And Legina, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Jag said that she was heading back to Texas once she had got them situated. Once she had got them situated, that she was coming back to Texas to handle her business. And for you to get gassed up and pumped up by some people that don't care about you or your well being, that's a dirty game. It's a dirty game out here, y'all. I don't wish this on nobody. And I mean, they're still over there rejoicing. I mean, rejoicing. "Oh, yeah, I took her down. Yeah, it was somebody down at the police station and there was somebody in the parking lot. And she hid her U-Haul here." "Oh, they told her U-Haul. They're going to go through it." It's the maliciousness about it all. One woman, One woman. Forget her husband cheated on her. Forget all that. Forget they were married for 4 years. Forget she has been taking care of her mom. Forget that she's been taking care of her son. Wow. Yes. They stalked her. It just makes me want to cry like y'all don't know we are in trouble. We are in trouble. Those same people that are out here getting her arrested, can you tell them to reach out to George Zimmerman? Can y'all please tell the people that got her arrested to please reach out to George Zimmerman? And then we got Shana Lyon going on panels talking about, oh yeah, I'm the reason she got arrested. You're lying. That woman sat up there and lied. I told y'all she was a problem. Jack shows how sick the black community is. Legina live talking ish. Remember she threatened to revoke Jack's bond 3 days ago? Yeah, but my thing is, girl, she got you out of a situation that you wanted to be out of. The girl wasn't in harm and danger. Not one time this girl said that this woman harmed and endangered her. It's sick. It's sad, you know, but we still got to continue to be good people. We can't let, the negative, you know, come in and try to discourage us on the path that we're on. You know, it's all good. And this is just time for Jag to stand up for herself and tell her story. I mean, a decent judge that, hears her story, my husband is with another woman and they're over there making phone calls. This is the history and this is what they're doing, and those videos. There's videos out there with that woman on those videos. And I think it's low down and dirty for you, some people to be praising this oh, this used rag. That's sad. That is very sad. I just feel like, it's over unalivement. It's like leave her alone. Y'all wanted her away from Gerald, she got away from him. Y'all wanted her away from Legina, she got away from her. But it just wasn't enough. That wasn't enough for y'all. That was not enough. It's sad. It's sad that you all would just toss her to the wolves. Do you all know what how dangerous it is for people right now in jails? Um, do you know? Do you really know how dangerous it is for people in jail right now? I want to know because apparently not. It's not okay. just can't. Give me 1 second as I pull myself together. Just so you guys know that this is not a game. Anytime that you sitting up here calling the police on people, that's not cool, y'all. That is not cool. Give me 1 second. I'm going to play it. Um,
was found dead in his jail cell, covered in bed bugs and other insects last year. His family believes the filthy living conditions contributed to his death.
Fox 5's Deidre Dukes is live at the Fulton County Courthouse, where the family held a news conference this afternoon. Deidre?
And the family telling us that Thompson suffered from mental issues. He was being held in the jail's psychiatric ward at the time of his death. His family now asking that criminal charges be filed in the case, and they want that jail closed.
There is no excuse for a mentally ill inmate to be left alone in a jail, abandoned to die.
Attorney Michael Harper says that's just what happened.
We have jail reports showing they saw Mr. Thompson deteriorating. The medical staff and the officers saw him deteriorating in the last few weeks before he died. They did nothing to help him.
LaShawn Thompson's family wants those responsible for his care at the Fulton County Jail to be criminally charged after the inmate was found dead in his jail cell, covered in bugs, September 13th. Thompson was being held in the psychiatric wing.
We're asking for Connie Willis, the DA of Fulton County, to launch a criminal investigation into the death of LaShawn Thompson. And we are also asking for the Fulton County Commissioners to close the jail and to build a new one.
Harper represents Thompson's family. He shared these images of the filthy jail cell Harper was being held in during that period. His relatives live out of state and only learned he was incarcerated after his death.
That jail should be closed because nobody should be housed like this. It was a crazy incident that happened, and we want justice for it.
A spokesman with the Fulton County Sheriff's Office says Thompson's death remains under investigation, and that since his death, the agency has spent $500,000 to address the bug infestation within the Fulton County Jail and updated protocols to include addressing sanitary conditions. Fulton County Sheriff Pat Lamont has on several occasions also lobbied for a new jail facility to be built here in Fulton County. As for Thompson's family, they say that they do expect to file a civil suit at some point. In Fulton County, Deidre Dukes, Fox 5 News.
So when you talk about jail, the conditions are horrible. Some of the staff members, they treat the inmates like they're inhuman. But to put a woman in jail, she was not committing a crime. The woman said that, oh, hi, Chloe. The woman said that she was unloading the truck tomorrow and that she was going to be headed back to Texas to handle her affairs. What was that? What was that about? Then you have people stalking her. I mean, outside her hotel room. I don't understand it.
Anything he want with you, ain't nothing you can do about it.
Money game.
This ain't the black man's game. This ain't the white man's game. This is the money game.
Scratching and scrambling most of my days to get where I got.
Not sacrifice yourself. The best thing you can do for poor people is not be one of them.
Now, I eats in the big house kitchen. I got pine boards on the floor of my cabin.
If I crumble, my children crumble, my grandchildren crumble.
And it don't take much coughing for the master to make me have a cup of corn whiskey for my medicine.
I cannot, for the sake of my integrity, stand up here and let everybody that's counting on me crumble so I can make a statement.
Now that is fine living for a nigga, and I'll be damned if any African Guinea man is gonna make me lose all I've been working for. Now you take my meat.
There are ways to win the war in a different way.
Better learn. You best learn, or you're gonna get the bloody back for sure.
You know, I'm just so hurt by it, you know? Like, why are y'all out here getting our people locked up? I mean, didn't y'all see George Floyd? If the police was going to go after her, let them go after her. And then it's no telling what y'all told them people. Oh, she's this, she's that. Y'all wanted to see a showdown. But I just thank God for the angels and her ancestors that are around her at this time, that had given her protection. See see, this is the thing about God. See, what the enemy use against you for your bad, the God that I serve, he will turn that around and make it your good. Okay? So it's like I'm a different type of breed. And I think that's the reason why, you know, I had to separate myself and I had to put boundaries up. I have my voice now. I will not be silenced. I'm going to stand up for this sister because she needs somebody in her corner. Wow. Season says, imagine if they put all this energy into Charleston White, but they hate Jag. Make that make sense. Malcolm X is right. Absolutely. When we talk about Charleston White, this man was publicly online and said the R word, the grape about women. But you know what? I feel like some black men don't care about black women. Dancing Unicorn Fire, she says, hey everyone, please hit the like. Not all black men care about us. I mean, not all black men care about us, and not all black women care about us either. It's disgusting. It's like, who raised you animals? I mean, seriously, you know, like if we were in slavery today, you know who would work for Massa. You know who would, oh, Massa, oh, they trying to escape. Oh, I know where she is. Here's the location, Massa. Spend some of that energy on these unsolved mysteries. Make it count. You're going to be exposing something and calling the cops. Get on these unsolved mysteries and solve some of those mysteries. Iridescent says, sending you some love, Queen Tulsa. Have company from out of town. See you soon. All right. Enjoy your company and enjoy them and take them around the town. Okay? Enjoy yourself. Now, I have a problem with these black men. I mean, just going at women And these women that sit up and, applaud them for the takedown, I mean, they participate. They participate in this. They devote their time and effort to take one woman down. Voice is powerful. See, when you have something that others don't, they'll try to find any way in to dim your light. At all costs. They don't care who gets hurt in the process. This is what they do. This is what they get on. This is what they get off to. Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. But you know me, I don't claim it. I just say, you know what? I just pray for those individuals because they are really going through the motions. They are struggling. And I really feel like they need to find themselves. They really need to find themselves to sit up here and call the people on this woman. You didn't even let her get her mom and her son situated before she went back to get herself, situated with the court. And you have all these assumptions. Oh, she's doing this. Oh, she's moving that. Were you there when they were moving? But it's always, this is the thing. It's always that one desperate sister that will do anything for a man. It reminds me of For My Man, that series, because it was this chick that's working for this content creator. I mean, she put her life in jeopardy to go out there and record Jaguar. Now, what if Jaguar what if they got close in proximity and something went down and that woman got hurt all in the process because this man needed some footage and he needed somebody to get out there and get it. And guess who did it? A Black woman. But some of these Black men don't care about us. They don't care about you, girl. They would go and get an Asian woman. They would get a white woman. Honey, they will get any woman but a Black woman. Mm-hmm. They will let you build them up just so they can run off and live it up with Sally. Mm-hmm. Or BJ Betty. Oh, yeah. That's what they do. I think we all know somebody that done that before, right? You build them up. You didn't, was there when nobody else was there. You gave them hope. You gave them strength. Hey, we're going to work through this together. Let's work and help each other. Baby, once they work to get where they want to go, it's deuces. You got the deuces. These men are supposed to be so stand up. I've never heard them come out and want to bring us together. They want to divide us. It's all about that money. It's not the Black man's game. It's not the man's game. Guys, please hit the Cash App. We'll be right back.
Anything he want with you, ain't nothing you can do about it.
Money game. This ain't the Black man's game. This ain't the white man's game. This is the money game.
Scratching and scrambling most of my days to get where I got.
Not sacrifice yourself. The best thing you can do for poor people is not be one of them.
Now, I eats in the big house kitchen. I got pine boards on the floor of my cabin.
If I crumble, my children crumble, my grandchildren crumble.
And it don't take much coughing for the master to make me have a cup of corn whiskey for my medicine.
I cannot, for the sake of my integrity, stand up here and let everybody that's counting on me crumble so I can make a statement.
Now that is fine living for a nigga, and I'll be damned if any African Guinea man is gonna make me lose all I've been working for. Now you take my
There are ways to win the war in a different way.
better learn. You best learn, or you're gonna get the bloody back for sure.
So I'm actually putting up a poll. And if you guys can answer the poll for me, the poll is, are Black men ever going to be held accountable for going at Black women? And I'm going to put gay men. I'm going to add them out. I'm going to have to put them on in there because they like to disrespect women too. They feel like they get a pass. Like, do not be calling me the B word. No, we are not cool like that. I don't even want my homegirls calling me the B word. You know? This is a lot. You know, what if somebody called on their mom? You know, I mean, people always want to say, oh, but she did this to such and such. She did that to such and such. She didn't do it to you. Like, when you let such and such fight her own battle, what you feel like you got to fight the battle for? Like I said, there's plenty of crime going on in these people's communities. I want them to get on live and solve some crimes in their communities. That's what we want to see. We want to see you with a camera, and we want to see you walking through your hood, letting everybody know that you're recording crime and you're going to turn them into the police. You do it online, you might as well do it where you live. Let's solve crime everywhere. Why not? Oh no, we'll just tear down Black women. You know what? I'm about to say some stuff that's really about to get some people fired up. Some of you Black men are the reason we date outside of our race. Some of you Black men are the reason we date outside of our race. You're immature. You go after women. You are not no protectors. Like, you're a waste. You're a waste of life. You're a waste of life. You're a waste. The algorithm plays a big part in the hate. Train for Jag. Yeah, it does. Queen, this is the problem. They are keeping us booked and busy. I believe that. I believe it. I believe it. When you talk about that, we talk about Delia Lama, the man that was, I don't know if he was a priest or whatever, and sticking his tongue out and had the little boy up there. I feel like that was very disrespectful, inappropriate, distasteful. He should have been led out of there in handcuffs. He should have been led out of there in handcuffs. No questions asked. I'm not buying it. Somebody had to speak up on it. I don't give a darn if it's me, if it's the unpopular opinion. If people don't like it, I have to say something. I've always wanted to talk about topics that matter in real time. Ladies, let's stick together. Please stop letting people drive a wedge in between us. Please stop. It's not good. At the end of the day, if it's us versus them, they choosing their people. They choosing bros over, the rest. I'm not angry. I'm passionate. And nobody's speaking about it. Everybody is looking for a flaw. Everybody is looking for a flaw, sis. So it is what it is. This is my truth. This is how I feel. Get it together. Get it together. It's a crying shame that people have to get their rocks off on someone's pain. Now that's the gag. Mm. It's just hold on. Mm. This is just this is a lot. Like people really took out time to report this woman and take her away. Y'all, I just have no understanding. I love you too. No, it says thanks, Queen Tulsa, for talking about this and not thinking it's funny like most. Yeah, they need to get a grip on life. This could happen to anybody. And karma, why they thinking stuff is funny. You might get bad news in your family soon. And you think about what you're putting out there. Think about what you're putting out there. You telling me that there's so many stories on Google of things happening in the world, and the only thing they chose was to go after a Black woman. It's hard for Black women. It's hard for Black women, y'all. You voice your opinion, you're angry. Come on. You stand up for yourself. You get, you know what I'm saying? It's always something. But it's protect black men. Be at their beck and call. Birth their babies. No, ma'am. Some of them act like this, not all. Some of them act like this, not all. Some of them act like this, not all. You know, I have to say that because the people in the back. Yeah, I'm not going to worry. I'm just concerned, my sister. I place my worries on to the Lord. They're discussing, don't worry about it. Give it to God. You know what? Yes, I will give it to God. Yes, I sure will. Don't be too upset because of YouTube antics. I refuse to use my government name with these folks on YouTube. They have too much time on their hands. Absolutely. It's disgusting. It's like really they need to be locked up in a psych ward, you know, to be sitting up. You got all that time, and if you collecting disability, baby, you can work. Go work at a call center. Oh no, we don't want that because they get the addresses and really be doxing people. Jaguar strong. She's going to solve this with a positive attitude. Yes, you know I believe that. I believe that. You know, I just feel like, you know, now she can address it, get it taken care of, get it put behind her. And, you know, whatever happened to what Gerald is, you know, it is what it is. But that I feel like that woman wants him over there. She wants him divorced so she can marry him, so she can get these benefits, and she's gonna drive him to glory. Oh, that's what it is. It's like they have no respect for a black woman. Absolutely. Disrespect a black woman at the drop of a dime. And the sad part is these are black men that came from a black woman. Do you know the process it takes? Like y'all were in labor. Your mother could have went to glory in that process. That bothers me. Dazzle, I'm glad you came. I'm glad you come by. I'm gonna drop the link. Come up here and help a sister out because I am gonna be honest. I'm in my feelings. I'm in my feelings. Y'all, I'm always saying protect the black woman. And you know, these some of these creators, they have wives, they have girlfriends, you know, they have children by black women. And this is the energy that you're putting out there in the universe. It's a problem. It's a problem. Dazzle, welcome to the show.
Hey, honey, how are you?
You know what? I am overwhelmed. Let me give a disclaimer to Miss Barbara. Miss Barbara, unfortunately, I cannot let you up here because you went in, you was using profanity, and you did not send a cash app. My cash app is pinned if you would like to come up. But this profanity free zone, so I would ask for a cash app before I let you up because I gave you time after time and you still disrespected my platform. Respectfully, I still love you, but I can't have you up tonight. I just really, to be honest, I don't have the patience for it. Welcome, Dazzle, to the show.
Mm.
Oh, welcome, Dazzle, to the show.
Hey, I seen what happened on live, and that was a lot. I kind of feel, it's one thing to have, going through things like that in private, but to go through an eviction and, getting locked up on live, that is a lot.
Yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, because I don't know exactly why she got arrested, was because she had like outstanding warrants or something?
Well, what happened was Legina,
Mm-hmm.
whom she had helped on several occasions, the first cry was, she needed to be out of where she was. Jag, with no hesitation, we all saw on the screen that that woman was delivered. She was in a vehicle. She was safe. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. So from that point, she got Legina to where she was, and this was a safety measure. Jag did not harm this girl. She did not do anything that was malicious or anything. It would have all been out there. But for
Uh-huh.
this woman to turn on her for Jag's friend of almost 2 decades, I believe it was 19 years, but almost 2 decades of friendship, you go over there and you start causing friction between the ladies.
Huh?
Legina with Genesis.
Okay.
So Legina is off of her bond, and that's why they were there. With the help of King Twirl and the Strange team.
Mm-hmm.
These people, I mean, one person was at the police station, one person was in the parking lot giving feedback to King Twirl, of what was going on,
Mm-hmm.
stalking this woman.
Mm-hmm.
Adela says her attorney needs to contact Adult Protective Services first and put her caseworker on notice of false allegations from YouTube followers regarding her mother. Absolutely. I agree
Well,
with
with the false allegations part though, I'm
that.
not gonna lie. Now, if Jaguar Wright, she tends to draw to, dive in those type of, seedy ponds. So I can't really be mad that somebody did that to her when she's done that to people.
But sister, why can't we just say right is right, wrong is wrong? Is this the
Yeah.
time or the place? Like,
To be,
was
to
it
be
was it
honest with you,
we gotta
no
ask
one
ourselves
has to retaliate like that.
exactly.
But
Thank
I
you.
do,
Say that
yeah,
one more time for the people in the back.
no one has to retaliate like that if, if you want to be right. But also, in some aspects, some of the things as far as calling CPS on and stuff like that, that was too much. And it is a thing of, when you put that type of energy out there. Now, with the extra stuff like the cyber stalking and stuff like that, I don't believe that people should have been cyber stalking or, stalking her. And I don't believe that she should have been doing that to other people. But I do feel like for the past couple of days, I don't think Jaguar Wright got any rest. And I kind of feel like she was literally on YouTube 24/7, watching everybody's videos repeatedly. It became addictive to her. So the highlight is it might sound bad, but I think it was a way, the universe allowed her to escape and really, really get a clear mind and rest. Because I don't think she was resting.
Well, the thing is, she managed to get. Oh, I'm getting an echo. She managed to get all of the belongings that were on the curb that everybody saw onto the U-Haul. Her purse was, misplaced. She ended up finding it. She got her mother, her son, and herself to Shreveport, Louisiana. They were just getting there. Okay, let's figure everything out. Let me get y'all settled, and then let me head back
Hello?
to Texas. Yeah. and let me head back to Texas.
Tulsa?
Yeah, can you hear me? You probably have to go down and but yeah, she was gonna get herself together, you know what I'm saying? Like get her mother and her son situated. And then she was gonna head back to Texas. You know what I'm saying? Are you able to hear me? Okay. I think she's gonna drop down and come back up. But I think that she was just, gonna get her mother and her son situated, and then once they were situated, the U-Haul is unloaded and boom, make arrangements to get to Texas to handle what needed to be handled there. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's just when you have people outside of people's homes and taking pictures and doing all this and that, it becomes creepy. That's not okay. My heart really hurts that these men get a pass to abuse us. I mean, we don't even have to get abused at home. We can go right online. We can go right online and get the heat. We can come right online and get tore down by a man. And he will have a row full of cheerleaders cheering him on. Get her, get her, get that black woman. Oh, she deserved it. Oh, who cares? She brought this on herself. She did it this time. She asked for it. Wow. Y'all really think like that? That's why I say a lot of these people on here, they're acting like they've never been through a heartbreak. They've never been through a breakup. Just Ray Charles, like not, just oh no. Oh, her husband is over there with another woman. Oh no, she shouldn't be mad. No. He said no one rests in jail. Exactly. That's not a place for anybody. I mean, you went from being in a hot tub to being on a bench. What are we going to do, people? What are we going to do? I think the only thing that we can do for Jack right now is just pray for her, pray for her son, keep everybody lifted up in prayers. And I just feel like to de escalate so we don't get triggered, let's try to refrain from watching content that's going after her in a negative way. On that note, I love you guys. Have a great weekend and send prayers up for Jack, her family, and let's just pray for a good outcome and pray for, favor in her case. It's a lot. The next step is holding all those individuals liable based on malicious intent. Yeah, it was so malicious. It's so malicious. Like she wasn't harming nobody. I mean, the woman was just at the pool. Now I can see if she was into it with somebody, she's on live, then people are gonna say, "Oh, I'm concerned." They're gonna send the people. But to be lying, that was quite humiliating the way you spoke to me, Miss Barbara. This is not about you at this moment, Miss Barbara. This is not about you. Or they're gonna make about you. Down says this is about Jaguar Wright. Let's take it serious. Like, see this right here. This right here. Stay on topic. Read the room. What am I talking about? I didn't. This live does not say, Miss Barbara, come on here and let it out. Let your problems out and let your grievances. It does not say that. That's not what's in the title. Stay on topic. Be respectful. You have a nasty mouth. I asked you several times not to use profanity on my profile. And you decided to come up here and do that several times. I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do it. Now, you can take that how you want to take it, but you don't get the right to tell me how to feel, and you don't get the right to, these are non negotiables. No profanity. Okay? Now, like I said, we can chill, we can kick it, but we're also going to be respectful of me and my platform. When I come over to y'all's platform, I think I'm pretty respectful. Okay? My focus is on this woman, her mother, and her son. I pray she's safe, and I pray that they treat her well in there. Dear Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for this day. We want to thank you for the congregation and the fellowship. We ask that you give a guidance and protection around those that are lost in the world and those that want to be malicious. Lord, touch their hearts and forgive them. Have mercy on them. I ask that you give Jaguar a clear mind and a sane understanding to where when she comes back out, she can thrive in her talent that you've given her and that she can touch the lives that you put in place for her to heal. Lord, I ask that you wrap your arms around her son, her mom, and her at this time, and all those that are concerned. And we ask you to take the wheel. And we trust the process. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, guys. I love you all. Um, I'm just I'm not giving Jag a pass on her behavior. Yeah, me neither. I wasn't giving her a pass on her behavior. But like to be stalked down like a hawk is just no. But they did wrong to her and her family. Yeah. Season says, Adela, hold yourself accountable and start living in reality. As I said, I'm going back. Okay, she's here.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay, girl.
No, because actually, for personal note, it seems like, everything My grandma had to go to the hospital, so they're gonna keep her. You know, my mom had to go to urgent care because she had some issues. So they was blowing up my phone, and then my husband was blowing up my phone. I'm like, oh goodness.
But how, I mean, oh my God. How do you think Jaguar feels? I mean, her husband is on some extra. He's got the side chick on extra. She's speaking out, doing interviews. She's got content creators going after her. She's got content creators spying on her, putting people in her, you know, on her trip. What are your thoughts? Hey, Warrior Queen, how are you?
Well, my thoughts is this about Jaguar. Um, right
Uh-huh.
now, just on some energetic stuff, it feels like she's defensive. She's in a depression. I feel like she's pushing people away, and I think that she really is pushing people away. And I
Mhm.
also feel like, as far as the internet, I mean, it's for everybody, I guess. But when you're having those problems, I don't think you should really, you know, be doving in, such a sector as she was diving in. I
Are
kind of
you
feel like
saying
she
that
made a
she
lot of
shouldn't put
enemies.
too much out? Are you saying like she shouldn't put too much of her business out?
That's for one, yes. For
Okay.
two, if you're going to be battling people, I don't think you should put your business out. You know what I mean? Because, I've seen, even in the beef sector, you know, I've seen that when they battle, if they put any type of their business out, it gets exploited. You know what I mean? That's when you get CPS and, people going past your house, doxing you and stuff like that.
But
Um,
how do you feel about that? I mean, this is okay, this started on the internet, and now you have to deal with child protective services, you have to deal with investigations. I mean, and these people are that are doing this, the situation that they're doing it for had nothing to do with them. What do you say to that?
um, what I will say is this. Sometimes, well, a lot of the times, I'm not going to lie to you, Jaguar was a willing participant in those type of shenanigans. Honestly, I've seen her call CPS on Toxic Diamond. I've seen her call CPS on Tasha K. When the other lady that got the charges on her, I've seen her threaten her children. You see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
even with the side piece, I mean, which who has a name? She is a person, Nikki. To be honest with Nikki, um,
She's a side
I
piece.
honestly,
She gets
she
no
can be.
respect. No,
To be
no
honest, she
woman.
can be all that. She can be all of that. But however, when me and you going back and forth, the minute that I start threatening your children, that's a new level of alert.
Let's just say
It
this.
is.
If you were never with my man, you wouldn't have been the one that getting the threats. So I think we have to.
I mean, and then I am going to keep it as this too. I can be mad at a side piece all day, but I should be madder at my man because my man called her.
That's true. But
So
then,
I can't be so
as
mad. Now listen, I cannot be so mad at this side piece because my man called her to the point that I am now sitting here attacking her children online. That has nothing to do with adult decisions. Period.
let me just say this. I
And what
think
I'm
it's.
saying is,
I
you,
think
I
what
can't
needs
tell
to
you how
be
to fight.
addressed.
But,
Okay, hold on one second. I think what
hmm
needs to be addressed is this married man involved with this side dinner and being around her kids. I mean, what example are you? I mean, like, what example are they setting for the children? Still someone else's um husband or wife, like the vows don't mean nothing. I mean, make it make sense because I'm
To
a
me,
little
I
lost.
feel like this. I feel like, hey, they could be setting a poor example. Hey, it could be. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not taking that away. The situation do look messy. And is she
It
totally in the
do look
right?
messy.
No.
You don't think it's messy?
I
You
think
don't
it's
think it's messy?
messy. I think it's messy on all parts. And I don't feel like nobody's totally in the right. But I do feel, and I am going to tell you, the minute, because you could be right all the way until you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? You don't make yourself wrong. She's right to feel how she wants to feel. Her feelings are valid when it comes to her husband. Right, wrong, or indifferent, they're valid for her. But however, when you start being wrong, it's making threats and talking and putting children's names in scenarios that is very disgusting. That's how you get in trouble. And when you do it online, that's how you get in trouble.
I think people are giving a side dish a
I'm,
pass.
I'm not giving nobody a pass. I feel like all three of them are grown. Everybody know what they're doing.
But to be praising, I mean, I feel like people are praising this woman online. Yeah, I think it's so
You know
disgusting.
why they
You know
praising
what?
her?
That's the reason why the black, like the black families, they complain about the government turn away black families, but we have people in our own community turn away black
The
families.
reason why they're praising Nikki is because Jaguar made herself look like a villain. Jaguar had turned people off by how she was going about things and how she was, and in the way I understand, I get it, but it started being compulsive and she couldn't control herself. And the things that she was saying started to turn people off. I mean, okay, fight for your man, get your man back, get your dude back. But honestly speaking, then it started her rhetoric started getting very dark. And it wasn't really nice to hear. So it's easy to be like poor Nikki after a while. That's what I'm saying. You're right all the way up until you're wrong. You see what I'm saying? Like she started to look wrong, even though she has a valid point. There's two things can be true at once. Okay, so your point is valid, but another valid point is that how she conducted herself, just like how other people conduct themselves that get in trouble when they going back and forth beefing online and they end up getting locked up and a whole bunch of stuff. They were in the shenanigans.
This woman, once again, was in the hot tub, minding her business, not bothering anybody,
No,
hosting
and then they
live
caught
for
up
her
with her.
mom. And Legina went and took that situation off of her. It was all a plan. This was
So can I
all
ask a
planned
question?
out. Give me 1 second.
Uh,
Caesar says y'all want to hold Jack to standards that y'all don't hold yourself to. It's crazy. What do you say to that?
I'm not about to sit there and threaten children online. So that's a standard I can hold myself up to. And seasons you talk about is that Nikki talking. To be honest, I'm just telling you the truth. The truth is, yeah, she messing with a married man, but also or taking a man, but also should nobody be threatening kids online? And to be honest, that's what was
Should
going on.
nobody be messing with nobody's married husband?
I mean,
I'm
that's
trying to
two
say this.
things can be
As
true at the same
as a
time.
wife, I'm gonna tell you this. As a wife, I don't know what's gonna fly out my mouth. Let me find out something. I don't know what's gonna fly out my mouth.
But
So get mad, write
but
it
you
down.
do know the laws, right? And you do it
I won't
online.
be doing it on. listen here. At the end of the day, nobody gets to tell me how to respond to whatever
No.
situation at hand.
But you gotta be ready to embrace those consequences too. Now, I'm not saying that's all I'm saying. What I honestly kind of feel though
I
is
think people are trying to paint it out like, oh my gosh, she just goes around and then she just says these things to people. They're not explaining the fact that she said these things because her husband is over here with a woman, and this woman is controlling the narrative. This woman is hopping on interviews and prancing around with her man. That's going to trigger anybody. This
cool. I get
hasn't
that,
even
and you
been
know what? And you
this
know
hasn't
what?
even went to court, and he's already over there prancing around going live with somebody else. Have we seen her with any men?
I
No.
mean, we've seen her talking about trying to get with a
We
man,
don't have we seen her with any men is the question.
and to be more
No.
technical,
It's a
my
no. It's a
question is
no.
this. Here's my thing. We've seen her trying to get with women.
Ma'am, have we seen
Didn't
anybody on
didn't they get into it at one point because she was at a bar or something, and the story was
have
she, I guess, kissed the
we seen
girl or something like that?
any men? Have we seen any men on her live? Have we seen her kick back?
Oh, you wanted to know what was the threat? Okay, so my thing is this: the older lady with cancer, the other lady that's battling cancer, that put a press charges on her. She threatened to unalive her kids.
You know what? That lady needs really. I feel like that lady should have stayed in her own business. I mean, it's given. It's given.
Now, she
She
could
wants
have
to be.
stayed in her own business. You're right. But you don't threaten to unalive children online. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I
So
get where
is
you
your name?
coming from
So the
too.
people in the
But what
crowd
I'm
want to
saying
know.
is if you
So the
don't want
people.
some
Okay. So I'm
I'm
trying to
sorry, I'm
talk.
sorry, I'm sorry.
Are you Nikki?
Who?
You.
Why I gotta be Nikki because I'm telling the truth?
Are you Nikki? Was the question.
No. My name is Dazzle.
That's not your name. It's
So my
you
name
still.
gotta be Nikki because I'm telling you the truth.
You definitely sound like Nikki, and I've had
No,
you
I
on here
don't sound like
before.
no Nikki. Nikki got a whole nigga over there that ain't hers. So what are you
No,
talking about?
no, you do sound like Nikki.
So how I sound like Nikki because I said she threatened to unalive children online?
Your voice sounds like Nikki, and I said that before. On the
Oh,
last,
you need to see my face? You see my face?
well, girl, come on live so the people can see that you're not. I mean, are you Nikki? That people want to know.
Ain't no goddamn Nikki. Excuse my language. I better stop playing with me. I'm not no Nikki. Period. I got a
See,
whole channel. You know my name ain't no Nikki.
just like her. Yeah, I
Huh?
told you that. No, I told you last time that you sounded like her.
No, but to be honest with you, I'm not here to defend no Nikki. That's not what I'm here for. I'm just being honest. To be honest with you, as an adult, you know certain things, people can use against you. And if you battling, you do have to use discernment online because certain things like threatening to unalive children can get you in a situation. You know that. Certain things like being online, threatening people with knives and guns and brass knuckles, like that's a little reckless. And then it's like people looking for you. You showing them where you at. You've been online before. You accidentally showed your location. Things like that. They're picking up on stuff like that. I mean, and if you're gonna, entertain these type of people, you have to be mindful to not slip up and show your location or to say incriminating things or people can feel like it's threatening them and they can really go down to a court or something and have evidence of saying, oh, you threatened me and my children. Look at that. And the police officer would be like, well, you're right. This is a threat.
Well, let's talk
I'm
about.
just being honest. Am I not? Is that not honest?
I mean, but we got to talk about the cause and effect.
But
You know,
wait. But before we get to the cause, before we talk about that, is that not an honest thing? If we going this route, you have to have discernment about what you're saying. Because if you can get proof on me that I am a threat or I am vocalizing and threatening somebody's children, and you can take it to a police station, then that can be charges, right? So if I'm going back and forth with you, there's certain things that I, as an adult, should know that if I say this and it's being recorded, it can be used against me in some type of way. If I was her, I wouldn't have told them nothing about what's going on with my mama. Even though somebody asks, the best thing you're gonna ever get out of my mama is that she's doing great. You're never gonna see her on screen. You're never gonna see anything. After that stuff from surviving Jaguar Wright, you would have never seen my son on camera. You would have known that he was around me or something, but you would have never seen him on camera. You would have
let
never
me
seen
ask
my
you
son on
this.
camera.
So, Daphne, let me ask you this: do you think that Sean Davy Wade and King Payne should step up to the plate?
Well, to be honest, I feel like no, I'm gonna be honest now. This might sound a little ludicrous to some people, but I feel like as content creators who really followed her and received the most benefits from talking about her and getting cash shots and stuff, I mean, they should kind of try to help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I feel like at the end of the day, I mean, if she's your content, you know what I'm saying? If you've been monetizing off of her, the best thing you would want her to do is be free. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if it's going to work for her this time. I seen Sean Davy Way was saying how he had like it was a gig lined up for her this weekend that I don't know what it was, but it was an opportunity that was going to make her a lot of money. But she didn't handle what she had to handle, and I'm like, okay, so my thing is, if you got stuff going on, why are you moving around like that? Like, to me, I kind of feel like if I had, court dates and warrants and all types of stuff, I'm not trying to be online. I'm trying to get these court dates and warrants out the way so they won't, come where I'm at and lock me up. I mean, or whatever the case may be.
I think it was like she was just trying to get there, get her mom and her son situated, and then she was going to head back. You know what I'm saying? Get the U-Haul unpacked and then put in storage or whatever. And then she was going to drive that back. And in the process of, driving back, that she was going to, check up on everything and, get herself in. And if she was to be whatever, at least she would have had everything unloaded. The truck was back and okay. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I thought she had a
They
home that she
acted
was
too
going to.
fast. Huh?
I thought she had a home that she had purchased or got.
They were in the process of moving in.
It's going to be really hard for her. I'm gonna tell you right now. And then I'll be honest with you. I'm a human being and I live my real life. Okay, I get off the internet and I go and work hard and I do all these things and I do empathize in the way of look. I think I don't wish homelessness on anybody, and I pick up homelessness for a while for Jaguar. And I don't want that for her, but I know that it's about to beat it. You know what I'm saying? It's not may not be forever, but it's gonna be, you know, a little bit. And I do kind of feel like if y'all do support her, y'all been supporting her throughout everything else, she gonna need y'all support.
Well, Zenobi says she didn't know she had warrants. She called down there and they said no.
Hold on, wait. But she been listening to other people's lives, and that lady told her that she missed the court date.
What lady?
That lady, she had court with that lady who threatened her, who she threatened kids.
Oh, you talking about Shana?
Yeah.
That wasn't Shana. I'm telling you what happened. What happened was the people, KW, King Twirl, was in contact with some people behind the scenes, and it was this.
They blitzed her.
Yeah, they got her to, okay, go ahead and do it. Nudged her into doing it. Legina into doing it.
But you know what? Yeah.
Because it's like Legina is now stuck in the corner. It's like, you better do it, or either she do it, or you make her move around.
Yeah. I don't know. And then, Legina probably betrayed her. Probably. And that's why she
Ellis
was saying
says
the
those
things.
same instruments can get you locked up for stalking. Child,
But
that's a
see, I
lot.
just kind of feel like they was all them playing a dirty game. Okay. It's all a dirty game.
Now,
All of it was.
who is all?
All this, cyber stalking, calling popos and CPS and everything, all that's a dirty game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so all of them was playing that. And the problem is, when you plan those type of games, you never know what's going to happen. So that's just something that happened because people playing games.
But
And
what do you say to the people that's calling the
but they
police?
playing a dirty game too. I mean, it's what I'm trying to say is nobody's exempt from karma or exempt from things happening to them. So the people who's calling and doing the most, man, you probably have some people who are concerned based on what they see, but then you probably
Right.
have other people who just want to be funny. But the
Yeah.
people that just want to be funny, you do have to understand that comes back to you. So is with Jay. If she ever called CPS because she was highly concerned, that's one thing. But if she ever called CPS because she's trying to be funny, because she don't like somebody, then that comes back on her too. That's what I'm trying to say. All of it comes back. When you play games like that, that stuff come back. And that's just what it is. Like, and it could go for anybody, the people that's stalking her or the people she calling CPS on. It's all a dirty game. And if you don't want to be, caught up in that, you have to stay away from doing stuff like that.
Well, I was kind of, I felt a certain type of way because we were supposed to have a meeting this evening. We were going to get on Zoom, chat, and, really be on to something better, bringing the community together instead of having it divided.
Yeah, but it's never
That's
gonna
my
happen.
goal and my purpose.
I mean, a lot of times, that's what you really want and stuff, but it gotta be reciprocated. And
Yeah,
sometimes things aren't being reciprocated because, people want to be how they want to be.
right. Season says, y'all really think Jag is dumb, and this is exactly why she's running the algorithm.
Nobody said Jaguar was dumb. I think she is very creative. I think she's smart. I just think she holds herself back.
How do you feel about Goomba? Like,
Well, honestly, I can't sit there. You know what? Goomba got a $19 an hour paying job now. You know what? Great. I feel like I can't knock him for that. I feel like if he go back into the workforce, great. He taking his medication, great. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I feel like with how it all played out, it didn't look right. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I don't. But as a human being, if you trying to better yourself in any way, I can't be upset at that. So if you feel like whatever, but also in this situation when it comes to them being married, I think that they should go about things the right way and keep it off of social media and, go to counseling or whatever they're gonna do. If they choose to be together, they don't, and go about their way. That's what I think.
how you feel about her?
I feel like she lost. Okay, and she where she want to be at. Okay, I've been telling people this whole time. Legina Go is where she wanted to be. Okay, but I do feel like I'm not gonna lie. I do feel like on some energetic level, Jaguar Wright was using Legina Go. Okay, just like she was using Jaguar Wright. They was using each other. That's how I feel. So I mean, but it was a nice gesture that she put. But Jaguar said she put the electric in her name. I think that was a nice gesture. And the fact that she did put her, help her bond out, that was a nice gesture too. I mean, hey, I don't know. At this point, I can't be mad at nobody because they all playing dirty.
How you feel about Tokyo, Tony?
She need Jesus. I like her, but she gotta stay with Jesus. Okay.
She says you just got to stay with Jesus.
She from DC like me. Okay, I'm from DC. Okay,
Girl,
so I know exactly where she be at. you know, but I ain't. We know who Tokyo Tony is. She not a horrible person. She got some. But she got some issues with her.
what about him?
To be honest with you, I'm not totally mad at Sean David. I'm not totally mad at him. I'm not really mad. Because he did say he spoke to Jaguar's son, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I
I
do
mean, you
like
feel about
when.
that? Do you feel like it was more of an exploitive? Like, what do you need to broadcast that you talked to her son for? Talk to him in the backgrounds. Help if you're going to help. Are you doing it
Mhm.
for a cause or an applause?
Mm.
I'm stuck right there. It's like if I'm helping somebody, that's just like, okay, I send you a cash app, but then I'm all online. Oh yeah, I sent Dazzle a cash app. Did I send it for a cause or an applause?
Well, you probably want an applause for it, but I'm
It's
like,
like some things it's okay to do in private. It's
yeah.
okay to do certain things behind the scenes. You don't have to get acknowledged for it all the time.
Do you think he's saying that because people are trying to make it seem like, he was getting money off of Jaguar and he was trying to exploit her or some crazy stuff like that? So he tried to like say, well, look, I did this for her, this and the third, to show people that look, I'm not trying to use her and I really care about her. Is that what you think he's trying to do?
Ma'am, I'm a
Could it
living
be that?
ma'am, I'm a living testimony that he will drag you and make money off of you and and get excited doing it. I was
Hmm.
assaulted. He called the hotel. He told them that he didn't feel like the hotel workers that assaulted me was wrong. He called the news station.
Oh, he got in your business.
He called the news station and decided to get on there and laugh and chuckle with her about a black woman's pain.
That's what he did to you? Mm. And Jaguar is cool with
So
him.
what do you
And
with
you
me
hold on,
saying
wait,
that?
wait, wait. And then
How do
you're
you
saying that.
think? I'm saying, but with me saying that,
But wait, so Jaguar is cool with him, and but she knows. Does she know that he did that to you?
I don't think that she does.
And you support her. So my question is, if she finds out that he did that to you, would
Listen,
she still
it
be cool with
doesn't
him?
matter. It doesn't matter because right now he's he's got his turn and I didn't have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter. And
Mm-hmm.
everything happens for a reason. Okay. It's a lot of people that are going up against me. And you kind of making me feel like you're one of them. But I'm
Yeah.
giving you a pass because
Let me tell you something.
it's
I
a group.
appreciate your content.
Yeah, it's a group of women that are totally against me and that have been trying to take me down. They spew this narrative to the audiences of wherever somebody will give them a mic and they'll try to like put it out there like, don't listen to me or just kind of like, you know, they got some extra stuff going on. I won't speak too much on it. But I just wanted to let you know that I stand on my own,
Mhm.
right? Um, People tried to get me off the internet a year ago. I'm still standing here on my own, groups of people. And so that's why I understand, like, I can relate to what Jag is going through, having like thousands of people engaging in the mess, and they
Mhm.
cause all this trauma and drama, and they get up and they do it all over again, and it you start
But
to
wait, but why would you feel like that? I'm acting like that.
it's just like when I'm talking, like you'll cut me off and certain things like that, like you'll try to run my like tell me what to, like hold on, wait a minute, you know like this is my space, is a safe space, and I definitely want you to be comfortable, but I like to run the show over here.
Okay. Can I say this though? And
Yeah.
you don't know me like that. I'll just start by saying, look, I am a very talkative Gemini. Okay.
Gemini.
and and I like
Which one am I
talking.
talking to today? No, I'm kidding.
and I like debating, but
Uh-huh.
that isn't the same as not liking somebody. I just debate. Do I like your channel? Yes. You know why? Because I remember you when you used to be a panelist and stuff, and people used to try to make it seem like you were trolling because your difference of opinion and stuff like that, right? But like sometimes, you'll have a little bit of comedy with it or whatever the case may be. So I followed you since then. And don't get me wrong, I listen to other people and stuff like that, but I'm a grown woman. I support people who I can vibe with. And to be honest with you, I ain't got no problem with you.
Well, you know what? I had to go into isolation, like on the YouTube streets, is because, you know, it's not everybody, but it's like when you I like to do charity,
Mhm.
and support, and like I said, I want to bring people together. And so when sometimes the gig is up, and it's like some people, they I don't know how to say this, but some people, they be on this bandwagon, and it's like I just, I it's so high school to me, and I don't know.
Do you think it's like click up, like people in clicks?
Yeah, it's like they click up. That's why I said, like, it's groups of people out right now, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That
You know the
don't
problem with those? Yeah, you know the problem with those groups?
I don't have a problem with those groups. They
No,
have a
no, no. I said, you know what the problem is with those groups? They turn on each other eventually. If you notice that about YouTube, yeah,
what is
they're all clicked up. They're like, oh, I'm team so and so, and we're against this person and that person. But give it some time, then all of a sudden, somebody within their clique is beefing with somebody within their clique. And then it just goes on and on and on.
Mhm.
That's what I noticed about being a subscriber on YouTube, watching YouTube.
Yeah. But my thing is, I have children. If I want to play games, we can go to Dave and Buster's, what do you call it? Main event. You know what I'm saying? I don't play with kids. I
Yeah.
don't play with
Where are you from that they have a main event there?
I don't know if this is an adult.
No, I'm
I'm
saying
from
where are you
Oklahoma.
from?
We have a main event here.
Oh, because they have like a main event in the DMV
Oklahoma.
area. No, in the DMV area too. That's why I asked. I was like, oh, you sure? Because they have a main event and Dave and Buster's in the
Mhm.
DMV area. So I just wanted to know because I was like, oh shit.
I got introduced to it from I got introduced to it in Atlanta.
Mhm. Mhm.
I had never been there. So that was my first time. And so I'm
Mhm.
like, okay. And it was like, the bowling and the food and the beverages. I'm like, okay, I can really get with this.
Mhm.
I can go do my off time and let the kids play.
Yeah,
Or
because I'll be honest. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't Like I have my own channel and I make my own content. But a lot of times, sometimes I would not make content for like a week or so, and I just listen, to YouTube or something. But I work and I live my life. Like you mess around with YouTube, it'll consume you. You know what I'm saying? So you do have to de-stress and you do have to worry about other things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
and taking those breaks are very important. Like you said, de-stressing, taking those breaks.
it's a big life out there outside of YouTube, and I think that was a bit of what Jag was doing. Jaguar, I think she needed to take a break from YouTube because she was on it so much. Like, even to the point where, I understand, you might not believe everything that Regina says because I sure don't. I don't believe half of what she says. But I do believe that Jaguar, when she said she was up in the middle of the night watching YouTube and watching people talk about her, I think she was hooked on watching people talk about her. And I
Uh,
think it was really bothering her. And I don't think she was getting a lot of sleep. I really don't think Jaguar was getting a lot of sleep. And that can really affect her mental health as well.
well, um, I think it was also like missing her partner. And like us on the outside, we can kind of see things and we can say, oh, well, they probably shouldn't do this or they probably shouldn't do that. But it's like when you in love and it's your husband, that's a different type of love. Like that's a different type of love. And my heart really breaks that this married woman is going through all this.
Yeah. And you know what I really think?
And the
Now
kid,
this is my prediction, right? I really think it might not be now. He might not it might look like he ain't coming back now. But I think at some point in the future they're gonna get back together for some reason. I just do. Like I do.
who gonna listen? Who gonna
I
who
think
gonna
they are.
put up with him like she do? I mean, they might cuss each other out and get into it. You know what I'm saying? Say what they got to say, but at the end of the day, that bond and that what I'm saying, like, yeah, people have their shortcomings. That's why I always said, like, I want them to get the help that they need. She get her counseling, he get his stuff, and they work it out, and then do separate counselings, and then come together in counseling
Yeah. I
therapy.
think I think two things need to happen. I think that in order for that to happen, people gotta stop talking about each other online.
Yes.
That's for one. For two, don't get me wrong. No, here's the because I like to see, the bigger picture sometimes. If
Mhm.
it took you to get from where you were at to actually get a job and stuff like that, I feel like right now it's a period for him to try to get on his feet, right?
Also for Legina, she say she wanted to do right. She wanted to get her a job and do this and do that. But then didn't wasn't she just going through a whole spell like for 7 days or 8 days?
I don't know what spell. See. I haven't been really keeping up with Regina.
Well, Jack said that she was having like a mental situation where I guess she was, talking thoughts and saying things, and Jack
Oh,
was trying to tell her like, refrain from getting online, and doing all that because, it's
oh, you talking about when she said "Sada baby"? When she was talking about
bad
"Sada
and then it
baby"?
break and girl just adding all these people up in there.
Oh,
It's like Jag is speaking on what she speak on. I'm not about she can hold hers down. They haven't come for her. She said what she said. Now, ma'am, Legina, you're not as credible. in my opinion.
Regina was never credible.
I mean, some people think that she's credible now because, she's been around Jag and then she's on this press tour. Oh, the light bill's in my name. And, it's really, she's saying a lot of nothing at the end of the day because it was Jag. I mean, it was Jag who got her there and, had her on, getting her out there.
Yes, and I think that at the end of the day, we can hold Jag accountable, but we have to hold Regina accountable too.
That grown
You,
one.
as a grown woman, you
Uh-huh.
went to meet up with another grown woman that you don't know.
But you know what else pushed it was when they was trying to push this narrative that she was a little girl. Oh, we need to get this little girl home. They knew it wasn't a little girl.
Hmm.
They knew Legina was grown. And so when we hear a story just by first glance, say I'm on live and I'm like, yeah, we need to get this little girl home. You're automatically like, because you want to help. You're like, oh my God, one of our sisters, what, you come up and that's the thought that I have you on. But
Yeah,
I didn't tell you that she's a grown woman.
yeah, and it doesn't help that Legina's energy comes off as childlike.
Childish. Yeah.
Hmm. So it helped with it and stuff. So when they seen Legina, they seen a charity case with mental issues.
Yeah.
Um, but in the same token, you know, as the story progressed, you knew everybody and their mama knew that was not Aaliyah's and R. Kelly's daughter. Everybody knew that also, you know. And the thing I didn't like the most. Now here's my issue when it comes to, and that's because I've seen it happen. And the one thing you never want to do is bash your family online,
Right.
because at the end of the day, it's going to come a point in time where you might have to reconcile, you might have to need them, you
Hmm.
might need some help,
Yeah.
and you don't want them feeling the type of way where they're not as open as they used to be to help or to be concerned about you.
Hmm. That's
Yeah.
just like even
Uh-huh.
that's like even in relationships, like, I try not to, like, when I was with my boyfriend, like when I was single, whatever, me and him got into it. I've forgiven him, but my family didn't. Kind of like
Hmm.
that situation.
Yeah. And I never wanted, to me, I never thought it was a good idea to ever co-sign any of that bashing family.
Right.
And that's even with, and I do have to say, because Jaguar would do that too, you know,
She would, yeah.
I don't feel like you need to be doing any of that.
Now, hold on. Why haven't heard her bash the family? I just saw the cousin.
You just seen the cousin?
I
You
just
just,
seen the cousin get on live with Goomba and, was pretty much going in and, telling the cousin was telling Goomba that he was a manager and that he was going to get him this and he was going to get that. Like, it was a lot going on.
yeah, I've seen Legina talk mess about, her family members and try to make it seem like she wasn't related to them and,
Yeah.
they're so horrible and all types of stuff. That'll hurt somebody's feelings on some real stuff. You know,
Uh-huh.
we, not we, because I didn't think it was entertainment. I thought it was sad. But, some people, thought of it as entertainment. But for the people that she was talking about, that's hurtful. When Jaguar would talk about Goomba's mama and all types of stuff like that, I don't look at it as entertainment. I look at it as how would I feel if I'm not an internet person, or even if I am. And, how would I feel if someone that know me just get online and start saying all these crazy things about me, and because the people online don't know me, they're going to believe it.
That's how it goes sometimes. They gonna do whatever it is they have to do to get that narrative out there.
Mm-hmm.
Just
And
like,
it's like a lot of times, and then when you go online and you say these things, you're not even saying the whole story. You're going to say everything about what you feel like they did,
mm-hmm.
and you're going to make them look like the bad guy. You know,
Yeah.
even when it came down, even making up stories like somebody's been in my house, like Legina was saying that she was scared because somebody was in my house, or it was people coming at my door. Like even that when she was talking about the extermination people, I'm like,
What?
why you got rats and roaches? That's what it sounds like to me. Either you got
Hold
them
on.
or you don't want to have them.
Wait a minute. So you're saying the people that was coming at the door, that was like the pest control?
It was pest control, and then also when she was talking about how now here's the other part about mental illness when she said somebody was all up in her house while she was gone. A lot of times, when you having those episodes and they have to get you, or intervention or something, you might forget how you left your house. So when you come
Right.
back, it may look like somebody then ran up in your house, you know. Or like pulling cameras out on your family members when they're trying to talk to you and have a heart to heart intervention, and you pull a camera out acting like you're escalating the situation, and then when they finally break and they get out of character, you want to pull a camera out and be like, look at her, she's a horrible person. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't like none of that because you don't show the whole story. Now the whole story could have been that girl came over, your family member came over your house to really talk to you, and the conversation went left because you wasn't receiving what they were saying. And then when they finally go left with you, then you press record.
Listen, I'm not. Hold on. Hold on. I'm not trying to laugh, but that is really a sickness. For you to be sitting up here provoking people, and as soon as they get loud or whatever, and you...
Like for real. So then you wonder why your family don't want to deal with you.
Girl, I can't right now. Are you serious?
Yeah, that's what a lot of these people online do. I mean, it happens a lot. I,
Wow.
I mean, it happens a lot. People do that a lot. I've seen that on Facebook, Instagram. They don't really tell you the whole story. They tell you their narrative of what happened. They don't tell you the whole thing.
Hmm.
So, when I see that stuff, I'm like, I don't do, nah.
Right.
So, or like when Genesis, you know, I believe I heard Genesis speak. I believe
What
that
do
when
you
she
think
was talking,
about her?
I think with Genesis, now, I'm gonna just address the fact that look, I
Uh-huh.
think it was crossing the line trying to say that Genesis was the reason why her baby father was dead or whatever. That's too much. You wouldn't do that to a friend. If you were a friend to me or associate to me, the last thing I'm gonna do is go online and say some crazy stuff like that. You
But
see
we
what I'm saying?
got
I feel like that's wrong.
wicked Legina over there, so there's no telling what. You know what I'm saying? Let's take it back there.
But I believe that Genesis, I believe that look, I believe that she was being used. Okay? Because the one story that she did talk about that I was don't know if I thought that was messed up was when Jag and her mom and them came over and they wanted something to eat. And she like, all right, you can use my Uber Eats or whatever, you know what I'm saying? To get you
Uh-huh.
something to eat. Why you gotta get expensive ass stuff like a crab boil and make her pay $100 of it?
Listen, I ain't even gonna lie. When she was talking, I heard that interview about that crab boil. Girl, my mouth started watering for a crab boil. I'm like, oh, I need a donation. Can somebody donate to me so I can get a crab boil? I want an egg.
I mean, but to me, I feel like, as a friend, if
Yeah,
my friend is helping me and, my friend is like, look, I see you hungry. Look, just get what you want from,
yes.
from my app. I'm not going to run her up $100.
Hi, JL.
I mean, would you do that to a friend?
You said what I do?
Honestly,
What I do? What to a friend?
if you came to, for instance, I'm your friend, right?
Uh-huh.
You really need help. You know what I'm saying? You come over with your mom and your son, or whatever the case may be. You
Mhm.
say that you ain't eat all day, and I'm like, well, look, if you ain't eat all day, I don't really have nothing in my refrigerator. But if you want, you can go on my app, Grubhub, Uber Eats, DoorDash, whatever, and just order something. Would you outright run it up and make me pay $100 of it? Would you do that?
Mm, no, I would now. I would ask if I can get something for me and the family. And if I did have anything, I would put in on it like, hey, this is what I have. And I would ask you before if that's what I wanted, I would ask you first. I
Yeah.
wouldn't just go and order it.
Give me an option.
But if it depends on our relationship too. Because like, okay, if we have a relationship and a history of spending bread on each other, like, girl, the world, it's all yours. You get what you want because we got that, we cool like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I ask you this. Genesis said that she put her house up, right? She put
She,
her house as collateral, something like that, for a bond, right?
mm-mm.
Yeah, that's what she said. So if I put my house or collateral up for a bond for you, no matter if we have a disagreement and we fall out, are you going to put me? Are you going to talk about me on the internet, or are you going to sit there and jump your bond? Because technically, are you even supposed to lead a state if you out on bond?
Well, technically, did she lead a state? She was moving her mom and she's moving her mom and her son there to get them out of harm's way. She was coming back to handle her affairs.
But wouldn't you tell me that too?
Well, at this point, hell, she don't know who to trust.
But I put my house up.
Well, I mean, on that aspect, um, well, they weren't talking. They're
Man,
not talking. So even if she did want to, even if she
honest,
did want to do that, she couldn't call because remember she said she had blocked Jag's number.
let me ask you this.
Yes.
Okay. When that had happened, they fell out. Because the thing is, you don't want to say something to make a permanent decision, right? You don't want to do, like, if that's your friend and
Mhm.
y'all just dealing with a problem, a squabble behind the scenes or whatever, you don't want to do something or say something to make a permanent thing happen, right?
Right.
This person has put her house up for you, allegedly. Could there have been any way, and both of them been in contact with Sean Davy Way, I guess, at some point, if they really wanted to, if Jaguar really wanted to, could it have been any way that she could have at least got a message through Genesis to say, look, I'm sorry about how things went down on the internet, and look, I apologize for disrespecting your religion, and I apologize for saying some crazy stuff out my mouth like that about your baby daddy. Could that have happened?
That could have happened. but I'm not sure where they went wrong. I'm not sure where they went wrong. Like, I got a feeling like it was maybe, was it something before this as well, before this situation happened? Was this like a build up?
I think she was talking bad about her to Tokyo Tony.
Okay.
I
Hey,
mean,
Evolution. Evolution said Legina says she will be bartending locally soon. Wh- Child.
if she can do it, she needs to. I mean, she got to make some money some type of way, and she get a check too, right?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
So, hey,
Yes.
if you bartend, can't you make your money under the table?
uh, well, it just depends. I think I think that depends. Kimber next, yeah, me and her made amends because I made some content about Gerald, and I was trying to get him over to my panel, and I was gonna wear his tail out, but it didn't work in my favor. And she called me out on it, and we agreed to, move past it as women. So when it comes to making amends and moving forward, um, from personal experience, she can do that.
Yeah, but she gotta want to too. I think Jaguar is stubborn, and I think she tends to
It's okay to apologize sometimes.
yeah.
It doesn't mean that you're weak just because you apologize, people.
Because to
Some,
be honest, I think I'm sorry for cutting you off. I just
no,
think
go ahead. Don't I cut you off? Go ahead.
no, because I don't want you to feel, you know what I'm saying, but
We
yeah, um, but no, for real, I kind of feel like I think she's saying things and doing things that's severing ties completely. You know, when you say certain stuff that really hurt somebody, and to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, with Genesis, I don't blame Genesis for feeling how she feels at this point. You see what I'm saying? Like if she doesn't, she can forgive and move on, yeah. But I cannot blame her for feeling how she feels, because to be honest, like those are words that is very hurtful. The things that she said, I don't know if it's easily forgivable. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
so with her, I feel like that was your help. Genesis was really helping Jaguar. And, I just kind of feel like that was one of the people that you shouldn't have fell out with. You could have made amends with that. Because ain't nobody else going to put their house up. Ain't nobody else going to give you hundreds and hundreds of dollars and stuff. I mean, they're not going to do that all the time. They're not going to keep bailing you out and helping you out and taking you on, taking your whole family on. Because Genesis really, took her whole family on. And she didn't have to. None of this she had to do.
That is true. She didn't have to. Adela says depends on the stipulation clauses of the bondsman. Just think
Oh.
about it, Tulsa. I was there. Ma'am, we're not thinking about anything. We are talking about these. Why don't you go over to Sean Davy Wade's channel and harass him and ask him why is he going up against black women? And black woman, why you coming up in here trying to go up against me? Kimberly, I mean Miss Kimbernetz. Why you running up in my chat trying to come up at me? What's up with that? You in here running up on me. Where did you come from? Who sent you? What is going on? Like, sis, we can have an engagement, but all that energy, you need to settle down. But yeah, so who child? The people are out tonight. They are definitely out tonight.
Well, I think it's a learn. I think it's a reality check and a learning lesson out of anything. And like I said, I feel like when you push your real help away, when you push your family away, when you push the people who want to care about you away, you find yourself in a situation where it's difficult. And I think that's what Jaguar did.
Do you think it was that or people pushed her into a situation to where her hands are tied now?
Well, like I said, two things can be true at once. I think it was certain people who could have, and I think in other situations she pushed her help away. Now, when you on, like I said, she was really focused on the people online. Now, the thing is, Jag knows that she was trending and she was content, and everybody's going to have their opinion, the good, bad, the ugly. You're going to have some people who are more invested than others. You're going to have some people who are unhealthily invested. You're going to have some people that go after you and want to say the other side to it and want to go against you because you get views from that. You have people that want to go with you and you'll get views from that. You'll have people that want to do, little mini investigations like they're private reporters or private investigators. You know, they want to do all that. So to me, I feel like it was people being nosy. And I also feel like it was people that she made enemies with that she didn't have to make enemies with.
I can see that. Evolution said that could be said about Legina. Jag was the only one supporting her. She on her own now.
No, I think Genesis was helping Regina too. I think that's what she was saying. Like, Genesis helped Regina actually get from where she was at to meet Jaguar.
Yeah,
Like her
but
friend, like in the interview, she said her friend, it was a male, she paid him
mhm.
to be with Regina because they said somebody was after Regina. And so she paid him to stay with her at,
But
for
Jag was a
protection.
resource in all of that. All that would not have went down if it wasn't for Jag. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
no
understandable.
matter how, I think like, and I think this is why people are feeling like she's unappreciative because, like, this woman, I don't care what she had to do or how she had to do, who she had to call, and who came to pick you up. You was out of that situation. You said you were in danger,
Hmm.
right? And she thought, and I mean, she ain't that damn crazy. She sent you help, and people are acting like that. This woman is just such a bad person. I mean, where is the comments? It's like people they just committed to misunderstanding you and committed to not wanting to see you pull through the situation at hand.
You know what? I think that she did help her. I think that she helped her. She said that she would help her. She said she was in danger and for the most part, she got her out of it. But I do want to add this though.
Yeah.
And this is a
What's
thought.
that?
The thought is, my father always told me you don't ever want to outstay your welcome.
Uh-huh. I was uh-huh.
And see what happened was, she got there. And this goes on Jag too, because Jag said she ain't had to work, just worry about her craft. No, she shouldn't have told her that.
Well, no, I think that
No,
she
yeah,
said that because she wanted. with all that was going on, with her being in that situation, she wanted her to just focus on being calm and, like, just get you a good night's rest because you, she wanted to save the girl. The girl had been through so much, so she wanted to get a good night's rest and just focus on, you know, focus on you and you're okay. You're in a safe space. Because remember
Yeah,
what we said
for a
earlier,
time.
the people being at her house and stuff like that, and the
For a time.
family. Yeah.
But I do think what happened was, and see, here's the other problem. Jag has her own set of issues going on.
Hmm.
So
True.
even though it was a good idea for her, that's what she thought was a good idea. The issue was Regina should not have stayed with Jag that long.
Right.
She just should not have.
I
Because
feel like she should have. Uh, I mean, to be honest, maybe a shelter or something like that. A shelter where she went in. She's got. She wants to get her own place and stuff like that. She stays there for a certain amount of time. They will help her, and with her condition, usually they would expedite in her case as far as housing.
yeah, and my thing is also, I don't know if it's true, but they said that Legina has a mental health warrant out. Like she was not supposed to leave the state when she got out of the
That's
mental
what
health
Shayna said.
institution. Huh?
That's what I heard. Shayna said that she had a mental health worn out for her, and Genesis had um, questioned her about it. I mean, questioned Shayna about it, and Genesis asked her, "Well, was it a criminal?" And she says yes. So Genesis asked Shayna, "So it's a criminal charge if you leave the state?" And she said, "Yeah." It's a lot of misinformation, and I feel like I don't know why Shayna is still in the mix. Like this woman needs to really just focus on getting her rest. Every time she's calling in, oh, I need to be getting some rest. Ma'am, get some rest. And you get up offline. She got excited. She thought that this whole takedown was because of her. It wasn't. Or at least that's what the streets are saying.
Hold on, I'm right downstairs with the kids. Hold on.
You okay? Yeah, child, there's a lot going on. But I'm gonna let them have it. I said my piece. I said what I had to say. They can have it. You
The
know.
TV. Hello.
I said they can have it.
Oh
They
yeah.
have too much going on.
See, honestly, like with the lady, the one for one, I hope she gets better because she said her cancer had progressed, and I'm praying that she gets better. But I think that for YouTube, for her, I kind of think it's a distraction or something to do. You know what I'm saying? As a form of entertainment while she's doing, while she's going through what she's going through. And I think at some point she got lost in the sauce. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I think she got consumed with it in a way. If somebody threatened your children, you can press charges if you want to. You have a right to do that. But however, I do feel like, you
Stop
know,
putting your nose. This is my thing. Stop putting your nose in everybody's business and coming at
yeah,
them and
yeah,
saying what you're saying and then hiding your hands.
yeah. I
Did
get
you?
that
I
too.
want. She didn't tell 911 what she said or whoever she went to report it to. Evolution said Legina was ready to leave because they weren't buying the tall tale anymore. Jag wanted content.
Well, you know what? I think at the end of the day, Regina should have stayed where she was at. I think she should have been
I
open.
agree.
She should have stayed where she was at. She could have got the resources she needed. She could have went to therapy, counseling, and everything, and she could have reconciled with her family. And it don't happen overnight because words were said, people were hurt. But however, with mental illness, sometimes you know your family don't know how to deal with it. So it was going to have to be baby steps and understanding and things like that. But it could have happened. But instead, she wanted to take her journey down south. So, maybe this is a lesson for her that she can't run from her problems.
This should be a lesson to everybody. You cannot run from your problems. You know what
So,
I'm saying? And it's like, while everybody's sitting and looking, learn something from what's going on. They looking at the mess, but you can go to your mayor's office. You can go to these places. Stand up for yourself. The prosecutor, if you're ever in trouble, don't you go in there talking to that prosecutor. He does not work for you. He's just like the police. Anything you say to him can and will be used against you in the court of law. I learned some law from Jaguar running up in these stations. I learned how to fight for my rights. See people and be a teachable, and they'll miss the whole situation.
yeah, I think that, that's the one thing that you can learn from Jaguar. And a lot of
Yeah.
times, what I learned from this whole, well, in life itself so far, you know how when you mature and
Hmm.
when you were immature, you used to want to use your hands and everything else like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You kind of learn, it's either you learn the easy way or you learn the hard
The
way.
hard way. Okay.
And I kind of learned how to make, law enforcement work for you.
Yes.
And on the internet, that's all they doing is making law enforcement work for them. You know what I mean? Like you said.
Hmm.
So it teaches people how to do that. And to be honest, you know, I did learn that if you keep calling, complaining about the same thing, they're eventually going to come out and check it and all types of stuff. And if you are diligent enough, and that's what Jaguar Wright was banking on, being diligent enough. If I keep saying the same thing over and over, somebody will believe it because I keep saying it over and over. You know,
That's the point.
so
Evolution said have Legina's family come forward, her real family,
I think they tried reaching out, but then they stopped.
because I believe I saw somewhere where they were like her family was online and they was in communication with them and Legina needs to come back. But how bad do you want your family? You know what I'm saying? And this is my thing. How was she able to get away without y'all knowing? Like, what was that relationship? Was Jag really a blessing in her life? Yeah, she went and got to eat some fine dining and things like that.
Mm. Hmm.
Be a lady, you
I think
know.
her family thought she was fat. I mean, because honestly, Legina was okay where she was at.
Yeah,
She didn't have a problem with where she was at. And if you online bashing your family and then simultaneously saying that I like it better down here and all this other stuff, that's a grown woman.
she made her choice, and I really feel like those people should have really just bagged out. because when they stayed on the gas and it's like they wanted something to happen, they were not gonna stop until something happened.
Mm.
And boom, where's your content? Like you said,
Yeah, I mean now, cause I'm not gonna lie. With me personally, I did a reading earlier today, and I haven't been online for a minute, but I did the reading, and it was just about was she gonna get back on her feet. I ain't say nothing negative about her or nothing like that. Like I was
right?
trying to see if she was gonna actually get a place to live,
And
and
what did they say?
and it was more so like it's gonna take a minute
Yeah,
because in all actuality, she got
she's
a
got
bad
this
credit.
legal stuff.
She got stuff on her credit, evictions on her credit. She got, she pushed people away that would help her. But I got the four swords, and I was like, she needs to rest. But then I think about it, and she had just got locked up. The four swords can be being locked up.
Yeah,
But no, but what I got from that was, it's a combination of stuff, and she is going to be struggling with permanent residence, and somebody will help her eventually. But it's really because you push people away,
you know
and
what? I
even.
think.
Mhm.
Oh, go ahead. I was gonna say like I feel like once she gets on her regimen, get her medicine on, and get all this court and all this out the way, I think that's when she can really just thrive. This is just probably just piling up, piling up, piling up. It's just like bills, piling up, piling up. And then, the financial situation, I mean, I just really wish she would have never brought Solar there or Legina.
Yeah, and to be honest, like I think it's going to be. I give her a of month or so, not really having a permanent residence,
Hmm.
you know. But within that, to be honest, now the blessing is disguise in disguise is this, and it's going to be a hard one, and it's messed up. But the blessing in disguise is that her mom. I think the family is going to try to help her mom, right?
Hmm.
So her mom needs some attention. Her mom don't need to be in no hotel going from hotel to hotel. She doesn't. So that's a blessing that someone is going
But
to
who's
help.
to say that her mom don't like to travel?
I mean, who's to say that? But
You know?
that's a lot. And
Well,
to be
yeah,
honest, who's
always.
to say that people aren't actually happy with what's, who's to say that Sam doesn't want to be there? Yeah, he want to be there. So her mom
Well,
probably wants to be there too.
we got to look at this. Well, they did have an apartment because people were making it seem like, oh, they were living out their car. She was
No.
living in her car. And so she's like, okay, if people want to believe that, I'll roll with the punches. Yeah, I'm living out my car. You know, it's like I guess she was damned if she did, damned if she didn't.
Mhm. I just
But
think, yeah.
uh, no, I'm listening to you. So you said, so it'll be a month.
With her mom, I think her family do want her to be stable though. And it is hurtful, even though that we don't see them online. But imagine seeing your mom or your aunt that's older who has stuff going on with her getting evicted and her stuff out on the corner. That would be
Mm,
hurtful.
mm, mm, mm. Yeah. And people, somebody called the police while the lady's stuff was out there on the corner to my some date. She need to be rescued.
Yeah. And to be honest, I could believe it because, just as a viewer, I told you, some people do it to be messy and some people do it out of real concern. Now, the optics of it did look concerning.
Well, when we talk about somebody being evicted, who's really in a happy mood? Like, oh yeah, we just got evicted and all our stuff is out here. and we don't have the purse right now, so let's smile. I mean, it's embarrassing, it's humiliating,
Yeah.
um, and
Mhm.
you go into the office and they giving you your butt to kiss and they just set your stuff all out there. And like no matter what, she got a disability. You know what I'm saying? Like still provide resources. Don't just close off and oh you're on your own. Still do your due diligence. There's ways of still being kind without, using those profanities.
Yeah, and it goes both ways. And then I
It
want
goes
to,
both ways.
and
Uh-huh.
then I want to ask too, because before you get evicted, before that even happens,
It's supposed to
they
go to
want to
court.
talk to you.
Yeah.
They want you to set up payment plans. They
Uh-huh.
want you to. They even give you. I mean, I know in DC and in Maryland, um, they always talk about rental assistance. They
Uh-huh.
always talking about, if they give you a late paper, they're saying, you can call the leasing office, set up something, tell them what's going on. I mean, be vocal, what you're doing, and everything else like that.
Or
And if
like
you
called out
can't,
to a resource like a church or something, what you saying?
yeah, I mean, it's so many
Yeah.
resources if you can
Yeah.
find them. I don't know what they got in Dallas or whatever, but
Uh-huh.
I know that on this part, on the East Coast, in the DMV area, DC, and some of Maryland, I know
Yeah.
that you have resources. You have people that'll help you with rental assistance.
You
We
think
even got
her anger got the best of her and she just
it's
went
how
into
you
that
approach
mode?
people. It could be that it's how you approach people. You catch more bees with honey than with vinegar. You see what I'm saying? Like you don't sit there and, like I said, that pulling your phone out and shoving it in people's face and stuff will rub people the wrong way.
Yeah.
I think that if she was having real conversations with them and she wasn't being erratic and things like that, and she was on top of stuff, because if her mom gets money every month, there's no way that they had to be kicked out. They could have been made getting
Right.
payment. You see what I'm saying?
But girl, that's 2,000. Well, it's $2,000 a month, she said. But then you gotta, yeah, you're right.
And you had more than one person getting some type of mental check.
But why didn't, this is my thing was when was the lease up? And then when, downsizing should have been, the next plan. But see, this is my thing. I think all of us need to have an escape plan. Things could be great today. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? If we're in those situations where, we have somebody that's struggling with mental health and, you know, DV is involved and, aggressive and stuff like that, there should be an escape plan. What do you do in these emergencies? How do you get out of this relationship without um being in a financial rut?
Yes, and that's why you need those people. The people that Jaguar Wright pushed away, she needs.
Hmm.
When you want escape plans like that, when you have a plan B, you need to have people behind you
Yeah.
sometimes, depending on your financial situation. I'm not falling out with my mama. And I'm not saying she fell out with her mama. What I'm saying is, like, for example, I'm not falling out with my mama and
And I
putting
know
her
mama
business
is the
online.
breadwinner and
Because you
she
know what?
handling.
Yeah, and guess
Uh-huh.
what? Because you know what? If anything happens, if I get down bad, I know I can go to my mama. I'm not falling
Hmm.
out with my aunts or my uncles and putting it online. Because if I know if I really need it, they'd give me a couple of bands.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's an escape route. But for the most part, we are two law abiding citizens. We work. We
Hmm.
know that at the end of the day, our mental health is our responsibility.
Hmm.
Our jobs are our responsibility. Paying these bills are our responsibility. If you don't pay, you can't stay.
You better say it again. Shoot.
So,
Okay.
as a responsible adult, And someone who's an adult who's looking after their mother and actually has their son with them, and she knows that she's having these situations as far as her mental health issues. She is the primary person responsible for that.
Well, you know what? She was on the right path, but I think, like a lot of people were saying, she was just showing too much of her location and where she was. If she would have just got there, did her, you know what I'm saying, did her, you know what I'm saying, doing, like do you get your get the arrangements, get the place, even if it's a one bedroom apartment. Okay, we gonna give grandma the bedroom, and we gonna get a sofa, and we gonna get a blow up mattress, and we gonna make it work.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it was a one bedroom apartment, make it work. See, some people they go out, they live above their means.
Mm-hmm.
Living above your means. Just because you got it, don't live it like you got it. Live
Live
it
like
like
you're
you
broke.
poor. Yeah. Live like you poor, like you broke, you don't have it. That's
And
how people get ahead.
but then I heard about she was thinking that she was going to get another COVID relief check.
Oh, now I don't know about that one.
Or I'm gonna give you a good example. My friend lost her place, you know, like that.
Oh, eviction?
Yeah,
Because
because
she couldn't pay the rent?
thank God she had something to fall back on. And to be honest with you, the blessing in disguise for her is that her father had purchased another home, but he never sold that home, right? So he just gave her that home. That was the blessing, all right? But before the blessing got there,
Okay.
before the blessing got there during COVID, she did get rental assistance, right? The COVID relief, and they paid
Mm-hmm.
her rent
Mm-hmm.
up to 3 months, but it was around the end time of it. And everybody was going back to work and they stopped doing it, right? So
Yeah.
she was convinced that, she was talking to certain people and she wasn't talking to the right people because the people that she was talking to, they like to get over on the system.
Mm.
So she felt like if she can go through the COVID relief or ERAP or whatever it is to help pay your bill or whatever, and she swore to God that she really thought that she was going to get approved, because she got approved for the COVID relief
Mm-hmm.
thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But so she
Oh,
didn't
so
pay her
she was
bill.
getting the checks. So she was getting the checks, and what she was trying to do, okay, okay, on top of the checks, she wanted to get rental assistance as well.
Nah, what was going on was that during COVID, she had to get the assistance for 3 months. It was the end of COVID. By the end of COVID, she was back at work. And what she thought, because she was listening to certain people, was that, oh, I don't have to, if I get these people to pay my bill for me, that means that I'm going to just act like I don't have it.
Oh
And I'm
no,
going to
you
sit
can't play with
there.
them people money.
Yeah, and I'm going to sit there and wait on ERAP or whatever it is, rental assistance. And I'm going to just tell them, well, things are still hard. And they had denied her. So now she's backed up 3 months' rent and she ain't got it.
See,
Her hours.
that's why it's so important to have an emergency fund.
Yeah. So, and then if you are Jaguar Wright, you've been blowing that money. You've been going
Hmm.
out to eat, been getting crab
Hmm.
boils.
Yeah, don't get too comfortable because I mean, yeah, get it while the getting is good, but also put something to the side for a rainy day because, like you said, that support. Look at the support now; it's not there. Warrior, why are you so sad today? Yeah, see, it's important to have your support system. It's important to have your emergency fund. it's important to have an escape plan. I mean, because as we can see, people change every day.
Mhm.
People change daily. And you just never know. You always want to just be prepared.
And treat people more kindly. I mean, it goes for everybody, but
Hmm. It's free.
this economy ain't for the weak. So you need people, you need connections. This is not a good time to burn bridges.
Mm-mm.
Okay, like it really
We all
ain't.
need somebody, you know.
This is the worst time to burn your bridges. And knowing that, you had a friend that would get you, post bill for you and give you all this money and stuff. She didn't have to do that. It's not a good economy right now. She could have saved that. She got a daughter, but she gave it to you and your family. That wasn't a friend you were supposed to dog out on the internet.
I agree.
So honestly, now she back in jail, and I think it's because I don't think she's getting out right now. But I mean, to be honest with you, being as though her situation, she was going to be either begging for cash apps for extended stays at the hotel, or she was really going to be living out of her car.
I know, man. Queen X, you got some feedback in the car.
No, oh, it's my fan. Hold on, I'm sorry. Is that better?
Yeah, how are you?
I'm down. Can you hear me?
Why? Why so?
Well, today's my birthday, and I was supposed to spend it with my little niece. And I
Oh,
have
happy
such a
birthday.
wretched family that my sister's an evil piece of crap. And, when, it's my nephew's baby's birthday party. And and he knows it. I get premonitions and things. And I actually dreamt of this baby. And I told him what the baby was going to be before, he found out because they were going to the hospital. I said, I think you're having a girl because I keep dreaming about her. And it's the only kid I'm dreaming about right now. And it's different because I don't dream of my like I'm only dreamt of my sister's kids and my own. But to dream about his, that was like deep. And I never minded it. But then when it came true, I was like, oh, okay. And so I'm bonded to her already, my little niece. And it's her first birthday tomorrow. And I thought it was today. But I finally realized my one sister. You ever get that family member to say I love you, but every action that they make shows that they don't?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
This I do not know. Like, this is why I always felt like a freaking alien because I don't know what kind of people I'm really dealing with. I don't understand these people at all. Nothing makes them happy. Always gossiping about each other, and I always try to come around them and speak peace and unity. And they make me feel weird for even saying that. And then when it comes to my nephew, um, it's a long story, but he basically like, well, if you want to come and I want you
it's
to come
okay.
and see
I'm gonna
the.
let y'all have this show, girl. I'm getting sleepy, but I want y'all to get it out.
Okay.
Good night.
Well, how do they make you feel?
Well, no, it's that my nephew's basing his decisions on his mother's decisions, and this woman, I'm 51 now, and she's older. I'm the baby of the family, and she, over all the years that I can remember, I was in my 20s as an adult. She always call you drunk. One of the ones that call you drunk, and you know, they love you and this, and they want to do that with you. That over the years, that's all she's been, and you know, such a disappointment. But I stick by her side. You know, that's just how I am. But then this last time, she's like, "Oh, you could come over for your birthday. I want to take you out for your birthday, wherever you want to go. Hey, come over for Easter." And mind you, it's all 4:30 in the morning, so you know the homegirl is drinking. So she's saying all this crazy, like, to me, it's normal because I know what real love is. But for her to say all this stuff is like weird. So I already knew she was drunk. And then it come down to my niece's birthday, and my son, I mean, not my son, I call him my son. He's like he's my nephew, and a real nephew, not like Jaguar. But
you know who they
huh?
are. You know who they are, all right?
What?
I said you know who they are and what they are about, right?
Well, at least my sister I do, but my nephew surprised me because he never ever had this kind of attitude. I never knew like his mother had such a stronghold over him. You know, I
That's because
didn't know like
that's because that's his mother.
Yeah, it's like
I'm
he doesn't
gonna
even have his own mind.
But then I'm gonna ask you this: if you know this, right,
Right.
then you do a disservice to yourself trying to convince yourself otherwise, or at the end of the day, I had this conversation before my grandma went in the hospital. We had a similar conversation to that,
Mm-hmm.
and there was some things going on with me, and I felt like I can understand it, but I do understand it because I've been knew how these people were. And I
Right.
have a little cousin that I love dearly, but however, the truth is, I love her, but she's attached to somebody who is toxic,
Mm-hmm.
a user. So no matter what happens, she's attached to that person. And guess what? If you are raising up a kid, they're going to, even though they can be a wonderful kid, they're going to pick up on traits. But I
Right.
kind of
I
realize
noticed.
at the end of the day, that's not my responsibility. I love my
Mm-hmm.
little cousin and I can love her, but that's not my responsibility. So I had to realize that what I was doing wrong is I was not taking a step back and realizing that I can love her, I can look out for her whenever I can, but I'm not going to get so involved because of the person that she's attached to. Now
Yeah.
she could always come over, talk to me, get her hair done. She need to do this, she need to do that. I help, I assist and everything else like that. But at the end of the day, that is not my concern. And how people are doing me, I have family members who are like that. But at the end of the day, I have to choose me and have healthy boundaries. If I know I don't like how these people are, why am I betraying myself and trying to convince myself that they're going to be any different? I understand who these people are. You understand who these people are.
And so I
But
thought with age they would mature. Like I'm the
well,
baby
no,
of the family. I'm like, damn, you still this stuck?
they're your family, but they're not your tribe. That's all it is.
That's what I'm saying. I'm finally waking up to that. And you know, when you roll, you know, when it comes to your family and like I've been waking up. I mean, waking up. I mean, stuff is coming to me. It's beautiful, and I've talked to Tulsa about it. But it's beautiful, and it's like I'm waking up to really God is, and the conscience, and all of these kind of things. And you know, so my heart is ruled more so by love, and I've been out of town, for years. I wanted to get away from the family, but then in the meantime, I left my nieces and nephews when they were babies, and it's not like we had this big bond, but it's something that I always wanted to have. Like, I babysat a few of them, but I knew how messed up at least my sisters were. Of course, my brothers were, they were players, but mentally and stuff like that, my sisters were the separatists. And I knew if I didn't, like, at that time of my age, I knew if I didn't get a hold of my nieces and nephews, they're gonna be just as warped as their parents. And
But I had to learn that's their battle. That's their
yep,
journey.
yep.
And to be
I
honest,
regret it, but I wasn't there, so I gotta let things take its course. And it's sad, I was supposed to go see my niece today, and the one I dreamt about, and it's sad. It tears my heart, and I haven't cried these kind of tears in a long time, like a hurt tear. When like somebody passed away or somebody you're that kind of, it's like I'm bonded to this little girl. I saw her before they did. I saw her little smile before they did, and spiritually there's a bond there. So it really breaks my heart that it's not that they didn't want me there. They invited me, but we got the days mixed up. But I found out other little party. It's just
messy.
Yeah, it's like, yo, she's like, oh, well, we have a party. We're doing it Sunday, but Saturday we have our birthday party of a friend's. Huh?
You should cry and you should take in your feelings, and then afterwards, you should always know that if you're spiritually connected to somebody, you're always going to be connected to them. But you have to take a step back.
I'm just at this point, the ignorance that I seen from I consider him like a son. I always called him my first son, and my nephew, the arrogance and the coldness. He had enough nerve to say, like, I didn't tell you about my baby's first steps because you wasn't in the thought process. And it's like, he's like, the people that's always been around me in the years are in my thought process. They make it seem like I wasn't there. And I'm like, our people in general, honey, our people in general are such separatists. And it kills me because everybody keeps saying black power, but they don't unite. Like, and if they do, it's only momentarily. But it's like, why is it that our culture in particular, because I know the white culture is the same, but why is it that we do not try to stick together? We're all the most spiritual people of the world. If you don't want to count like Middle East, but we just naturally like that, yeah, I would say even more than Middle East because we have more compassion. But the thing culturally, like spiritual, you say you're spiritual, you say, we're all wrong, because of the color of our skin. You know already how hard it is with the police, but yet you be the first one to rat each other out. I mean, I don't want to cuss on her platform, but what in the world? Like, yo, how can you keep talking about black unity and black power and you don't use it? But and now it brings in every one of our families, and the trend keeps going on and on and on. More ignorant people being brought in the world.
You know why? Because people are being brought up to be users. They're being brought up to not take accountability. They're being brought up to be too suspicious of each other, and all types of stuff. Like, what's crazy? I had,
Mhm.
I told you it was a couple of things going on in my family that, I told you I was having a long conversation with my grandma about. And
Mhm.
another conversation that I had going on was that, how you really want to be nice to people and you want to help people, and then,
Mhm.
they just mess up their help. Similar to what Jaguar Wright got going on. I'm gonna tell you.
Mhm.
So before me and my husband got married and moved, we were living in an apartment, right?
Mhm.
And I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie, it was in my name, and this is before, because how me and my husband met, me and him both had our own apartments. So when we decided to live with each other, we flipped a coin on who gonna live with who. And
Mhm.
I won, right? So he moved in with me, and we, split the bill, whatever, right? So, but before then, it was my apartment, but my father was a co-signer. So when it was time for us to leave, we were moving, and I had paid my rent up to like 3 months. We paid up the rent to 3 months. We didn't have to worry about doing anything, you know,
That's good.
whatever. So, but what happened was we got approved for something else before the 3 months, right? You know,
Mhm.
and we wanted to hurry up and get it. So,
Yeah. Tell me about it.
so we had two apartments. I mean, well, this isn't an apartment, but we had, because this is a duplex. Um,
Mhm.
we had an apartment, a two-bedroom apartment, and we had a duplex at the same time. So I was like, well, I'm gonna give it up after 3 months, right? That means we can
Mhm.
take our time and get everything out and this, that, and the third. Mind you, we threw a lot of stuff away. But my father, he was pushing for my stepbrother. Okay. He kept
Sure.
pushing and he ran down on me about my stepbrother living in, and he really wanted to help my stepbrother. Mind you, my stepmother had passed away a couple of months back before then. So, my stepbrother was living in a hotel
Mhm.
with his daughter, right?
Damn.
So, I'm like, all right, man, forget it. All right, whatever. I caved in. But something told me no. Because, you know, I don't I don't really trust people with my name, right?
Right.
So, but my father forced me to because he really wanted him to beat it. But while he's there, he was there for 3 months rent free. In 3 months, that rent wasn't nothing but $1,025. So in 3 months, you couldn't come up with $1,025. And
Right.
he would lie. And he would lie and say he paid it, or he put a hundred
Oh.
dollars on it, and then you would get late notices like you're $1,000-something behind. I had an issue with that off bucks. My father like, no, just give him a chance. He was in between work. Just give him a chance. He gonna do it, right? I look up. He $8,000 behind, but he buying
Dang.
but he buying trucks and going out of town.
That's why my nephew don't do business, real
So
estate,
then, so
family.
then, nah, I'm talking about buying cars, like
Yeah, I know.
and stuff. So then, it got to a point where now he's $11,000 behind in rent, and now my father has the
Eleven
right.
thousand.
I swear to you, $11,000.
Damn.
So my father, he was like, well, you know what, though, I'm not even going to put you in that situation. I'm about to exit you out of the situation real quick. So he wrote a letter. He typed it up, got it
Mhm.
notarized because he had to go to tenant court.
Mhm.
Imagine my father live in a house and he's going to tenant court for this apartment that we done gave my brother-in-law. Not brother-in-law,
And
stepbrother. Let me get it right.
yeah.
So, he wrote a statement and, and basically he said he's going to take on, do not put it, he feels like, his daughter should not have to have that on her credit because she left out. in blase time, and I'm the one that took over it. And I told her I will be responsible. I am responsible for back rent, all types of stuff like that. And if an eviction
Oh,
happens, put that on my credit. Basically, he took full responsibility. But
that's
they
awesome.
said, but they was trying to do the little rental assistance. So because he has an open case of rental assistance, they won't just kick him out because it's an open case.
Oh, okay.
But the tenant court told them that they had to pay April's rent,
Mhm.
April or May's rent before the next court date, which is in May. Do you know that ungrateful mother effer went ghost? He won't answer the phone. After my father told him that he won't answer the phone, he won't answer the door. And as far as we know,
That's important, yo.
he probably left and left my father $11,000 in debt.
Where did we learn this behavior in our culture? To
And
be honest,
basically,
like,
it
where
was
did
so
we learn this
ungrateful.
shit?
It was so ungrateful. That means that, and mind you, that means that you sat around and you used us and you didn't care.
Right.
I would tell you before we got in there, before we got even in there, when he was 1 month late, and I told him about it. And I said, well, look, I am working on my credit. I'm married. I'm trying to be a home owner by 2025. I cannot have nothing like that on my credit. And he like, no, sis, I'll never do that to you. Then you turn around and do it or try to do it. But the person that you really hurt was the person that was out here rooting for you and wanting to help you, my dad. You didn't hurt me. You
Mhm.
hurt my father, the one who was helping you. So family ain't ish, and you can't help everybody, and you got to pull away and stop giving all your energy to people. Hmm, I can't even see the comments. Hmm. I don't know where Queen Tulsa went, but I'm gonna have to step down. Well, okay, you guys, I'm stepping down. Thank you, Queen Tulsa, for allowing me on your channel. I gotta step down. Thank you.